Hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Friday, March the 1st, and welcome to our video commentary. Well, you may have heard that the Democrats are doing a little bit of infighting in the House of Representatives. What happened is that a couple of days ago, there was a vote in the House. There was a resolution introduced by Republicans to have ICE be notified anytime that an illegal immigrant tried to purchase a gun. And 26 Democrats decided to vote for that. Well, that created quite an uproar in the left wing of the Democrat Party, and Nancy Pelosi called them in and said, hey, look, we don't do that. We're not supposed to be supporting or voting with the Republicans. We're supposed to vote as a party, and so on and so on. Well, the reaction was pretty rough from many of these moderates elected in districts where, these kinds of provisions make a lot of sense. What made matters even worse than that is that some of the liberal Democrats, like this young woman from the Bronx, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, she went in there and said, I'm going to keep a list of you Democrats, suggesting, I suppose, that some of these Democrats were going to get a primary challenge from the left in the districts. It did not go very well in that meeting. I think a lot of the moderate Democrats were pretty angry that they were being scolded like this by the speaker and then by other liberals in the House. The problem is that Nancy Pelosi has a majority because of these Democrats who were elected in many of these more conservative districts that were basically turned by a very small number of votes. If you look at many of these Democrats who were elected in these so-called Trump districts, many of them were elected by 1%, 1.5%. So these are going to be very tough re-elections in 2020 for most of these Democrats, primarily because 2020 is going to be a different year than 2018. I mean, 2018 was like a perfect storm for the Democrats. Everything went well for them. 2020 is going to be a little bit different. Of course, you'll have a presidential year as well. And many of these Democrats have to protect themselves against re-election in 2020. And being scolded or threatened by other Democrats is probably not a good way of keeping unity in the party. Another thing to remember too is that these moderate Democrats, as they are called, they owe absolutely nothing to Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi has nothing to do or had nothing to do with their election in the first place. Most of them ran saying they were not going to support Nancy Pelosi. And the fact is that Nancy Pelosi is a political problem for them, not a political plus in most of their districts. So we'll keep an eye on the Democrats, but I think you're going to see a lot more of this infighting going on, because what you have is basically a conflict. You have differences that are going to be very difficult to reconcile, as we saw with that vote to notify ICE if illegal immigrants are purchasing guns. So keep an eye on the Democrats, because I think they're imploding in front of us over divisions that were never mentioned in 2018, but that are becoming a lot more apparent now that they have to take votes and govern in Washington. Thank you for watching. We have all of these on YouTube, on Twitter, and on my blog. And if today, March the 1st, is your birthday, happy birthday and welcome to the first day of March. Bye-bye, everybody.